501 and 2023 CR 06989. You were before this court for DUI, 0.08 grant or 2.08 or more, 21 and over, driving under the influence, open container violation, all of those things on the 10th day of October 2023, and you were sentenced to 30 months on probation. This is, you have 17 months and 25 days remaining, and your sentence was not told. This is your second hearing. So it says that you failed to avoid injurious and vicious habits. You have tested positive for the metabolites of alcohol on August 29th of 2024. You also failed to report on September 19th, 2024 as directed. You last reported on August 29th of 2024 and by phone on September 19th of 2024. You failed to attend your AA or NA meetings at least 2 times per week. You have failed to document proof of completing 240 hours of community service on case 2021 CR 04501 by September 30th of 2024. And you documented 123 hours as of August 22nd of 2024. You have also have an additional 240 hours on the consecutive case of 2023 CR 06989. And you failed to pay your $1,507.50 in arrears. All right, so what's going on, Mr. Adams?
I did complete the 240 hours. I wasn't able to give Ms. Chang my log before turning myself in, but I do have my completion of the first 240 hours. I am really trying to make an effort to, stay away from, alcohol.
Well, have you attended the AA meetings or the NA meetings?
I have, and I also have my, that was something else I was going to turn into Ms. Chang on the 19th. I have, it's 2 classes a week, so that means it's 8 classes a month, I believe. 2, 4, 6, 8. Yes, it's 8 classes a month. I completed 4 that week that I was going to show her. That was emailed to me. I attend class in the mornings and in the evenings. So I have 4 classes to show her. I mean, my violation came up, and that's why I called her because I had what I did was I called Ms. Chang that morning because I had a suspicion that I was violated, and I checked the website, and sure enough, I seen that I did have a bench warrant. So I called her just to confirm. She said, "Yes, Mr. Adams, you do." So I wasn't able to show her the proof of my AA meetings. And as far as the AA meetings, it's very difficult for me. I do the Zoom AA meetings, but it's very difficult for me to get around as far as going physically to a center, for them to document it, like write it down on paper for me to turn in. So I do the Zoom meetings, and sometimes they are very relaxed about sending me an email as far as confirmation.
Well, Mr. Adams, you can't be relaxed about that. So why can't you get to a meeting that you can walk to or take the bus to?
I stay in Stockbridge. Stockbridge doesn't have, Stockbridge, if you know the area of Henry County, it doesn't have public transportation like, Clayton County or Atlanta does. And what my family does, I've already paid my reinstatement fee. I get my physical license. I literally can get it back on the 14th of this month. All I have to do is go pay my $30 to get my license back. Well,
that is scary to me because you have no control over your alcohol abuse.
I see. This is the thing. It's not. I've actually went a whole 10 months without testing positive for alcohol. I don't believe, I will do the substance. I have no choice, but I will do the evaluation. I don't.
Mr. Adams.
Matter of opinion.
Mr. Adams, let me tell you a little secret. Mr. Adams, let me tell you a little secret. You have 2 DUIs in front of me. And I'm looking at you, and let me just tell you, my two favorite uncles, my mom is one of 13. I have two, and everybody knows it. Everybody knows my two favorite uncles are both deceased now, essentially because of alcoholism. And they were the only two in the family who even drink. But alcoholism had such an impact on their health that both of them were deceased very early due to alcohol abuse because it takes a toll on your body. But I'm looking at your lips, sir, and you have the lips of somebody who drinks often. It's one of two things. You either smoking or you drinking. And that drinking, that little pink part of your lip where you get it, yeah, that too. But sir, just the signs are there. I'm looking at you and I can tell that you're not healthy. And when you say I didn't test positive for 10 months, that just means we didn't catch you drinking. That don't mean that you were sober for 10 months because by now if you had been attending AA, you would have had a chip to show me, but you don't have any chips to show me. You don't have any coins of completion to show me, any benchmarks to show me, because you in your mind still think that this is an exercise in doing what the court says, not an exercise in getting yourself back on track because you don't actually believe you're an alcoholic. I'll tell you what I think alcoholism is. It's when you give up the right to direct your own life. When you show up before me now, I think it's been 3, 4, 5 times in an orange jumpsuit, because you've had arraignments and you've had the pleas, and so you've been before me a few times. But you also this is your second hearing, and you've tested positive for alcohol, knowing you said you had a suspicion that you might test positive. Well, you have more than a suspicion because you knew you drank. Um, I'm not a fan of people kind of like gaslighting me or themselves. I'm a straight shooter. Even my friends will tell you, like, sometimes they don't want to hear me talk because I'm going to tell them the straight, the skinny as I see it. And what I'm going to tell you is you can continue to go ahead and lie to yourself. But I'm going to call it as I see it. You are, as my grandmama would say, a stomped down alcoholic. You cannot control your cravings for alcohol, and you're using it because it's covering up something else that's going on. And I'm fine with that. But what I won't let you do is endanger other people. So you don't get to have two DUIs come before this court and then come with this line of foolishness where I'm trying to give you the opportunity to help yourself. Go to the AA meetings, do what's required, show up, don't drink. I expect you to drink. So that was the first hearing. But the second hearing, and you're still not doing the AA meetings consistently and showing proof of it, that tells me that you don't think I know what I'm talking about. You're not taking me seriously. And I don't, other than like I said, there is no shortage of my ability to put you in jail. I gave you the opportunity to kind of get out there and see if you could work it out on your own. But keeping you in jail, shoot, I just let some people out, so I made room. And I don't, because you're not going to take me seriously about this, about your health, about your well-being, about the fact that you're an alcoholic. What part of New York you from?
Brooklyn.
I was born in Brooklyn, Kings County Hospital, all day, every day. PS 198. I can hear it. I can hear the accent. So, sir, yeah, we're gonna have to deal with this because you're too young to let alcohol kill you. One uncle died from esophageal cancer because he was pouring alcohol down his throat for decades. The other one died of probably multiple organ failure because he was pouring alcohol down his throat for decades. Both of them left here way too early. Great people, wonderful people. So it's not this is not a kick on your character. I mean, both of my uncles, my absolute favorites, but left here way too soon because of alcoholism. And strangely, the other 11 barely drink at all. So, sir, you're going to need to take this seriously. You can't, I got a suspicion or maybe. That because you're just doing that for yourself. You're not doing it for me. I'm clear on what the problem is. I am clear. I'm looking at somebody with 30 months in front of me, um, who has 17 months remaining, and you trying to give me a load of bull about how, what all went wrong in the reporting process as opposed to the you taking it seriously process. Okay. What's the recommendation? Because I am not at this point sure that I'm gonna take it.
Your Honor, this is actually his second positive test. He tested positive for alcohol on May 23rd as well.
I'm
And
clear.
we had a hearing on July the 2nd. So this is his second positive alcohol test. Probation recommends that 14 days be revoked, credit for time served. Return to probation on the consecutive case 2023 CR 06989 and close the first case, the 2021 CR 04501, which has actually expired recently. It expired on October 3rd. We're asking that he be drug screened every other week and that he complete a clinical evaluation by October 31st and complete any treatment that's recommended.
Mr. Taylor?
Thank you, Your Honor. You likely know Mr. Adams better than I do, because I know he's been before the court several times. I would just say that I would like for him to get the credit for the community service hours that he has performed, and also consider that he did turn himself in. I believe it's a small thing, but it is showing that he does intend to take responsibility for his actions and hopefully his ongoing personal health. Between the state's recommendation to have a test every 2 weeks, I think that will keep him at least motivated on a short-term basis rather than a longer-term basis to stay sober, and maybe that will increase the likelihood that he remains sober for a greater period of time.
Mr. Adams, I do, yeah, usually by the time people come in, they really haven't done as much community service as you've done. But you had 240 to do. And my understanding is that your first year has, the remainder of your first sentence has expired. So I do give you credit for the 123 hours that you did. You still needed to do another 100 and some change. But where are you doing your community service, sir?
Habitats of Humanity in Stockbridge. Habitats of,
What?
Habitats of Humanity.
Oh, okay, Habitat for Humanity. That's fine. Yeah. I need you to think about when you're gonna get real about your alcoholism. Because you're still resistant to it. And I get that. I get mentally you don't want to admit that you have that weakness or that failing, but I don't want you to see it as a weakness or a failing. There are people who have high blood pressure or diabetes, and if they don't treat it and they don't deal with it, they're going to die or get a leg cut off or lose or go blind because they're not dealing with it. And when you start looking at alcoholism as that kind of situation where you have to be seriously motivated to treat it like a medical issue and to get treatment for it and to be compliant with your treatment. Because otherwise, sir, I promise you, it will take you out. You got people who've been long-time drug users and they still bopping around on stage, i.e. the Rolling Stones. And I'm not saying anything they haven't admitted themselves, but you got people who are alcoholics who, that liver goes or that kidney goes or you get stomach cancer or esophageal cancer. Any of those things will take you out. and take you out painfully and quickly, because alcoholism does that to the body. And you're too young to let that happen to you without a fight, but you gotta fight. And you can't fight if you don't acknowledge that this is a struggle that you have. I mean, you've been here before. You've heard me say this before. This is, I remember your first hearing. I remember telling you, I expect this because you're an alcoholic. All right, so yeah, it's gonna be 30 days revoked. When he comes out, he's gonna return to probation, screen every other report. He's gonna do his clinical evaluation by November 31st. And this is on the case 2023 CR. Was it second? The consecutive case.
06989, Your Honor.
06989, yes.
06989. All right. So, Mr. Adams, take it seriously, because you don't want to see me a third time.
No, I don't.
Because if you see me a third time, then my only resource at that point is to revoke the rest of it, revoke the remainder, because that'll dry you out, and that's dangerous. To put you in jail and to dry you out hard like that, that's dangerous. It could kill you. I'm just saying. So think about it. Go to the meetings. Remember that every time you pick up a bottle or you take a sip, you're going to have to talk to me again. We're clear?
Ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
All right. So I'm going to revoke 30 days. After the service of 30 days, you'll return to probation. You'll screen it after every other report. You'll do your clinical evaluation by November 30th. And you'll continue to do the remainder of the probation recommendations. And I do need those Alcoholics Anonymous meetings. So I don't care if you got to walk to a meeting. That's good, healthy exercise. Put a jacket on and get it moving. That'll help clear your head and help your body. I don't care if you got to find ones you can walk to. But you need to start going, and you don't need to go on video. You need to go in person. And the reason you need to go in person is you can walk away from the video screen. I need you in there with warm bodies who can tell you what they're going through and listen to what you're going through. We're clear?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So you can go back with the sheriff's office.
Your Honor, if he'll report to probation in person within 24 hours of his release.
All right. So tomorrow, when will I be?
No, sir. I'm sorry. Has he served 30 days?
I was just asking, I believe he served either 14 or 15 days, so it'll probably be another
No, he got some more time to serve.
15 days.
Okay.
But then the following day, take it out, check in with